Hi, welcome back to Art with Miss Teresa. So today we're going to be drawing breakfast foods, specifically pancakes and pancake-like foods. So here are some of the drawings that I was kind of sketching out before the class. And here is a short stack, well, shorter stack. And here is my mega stack. And so this is the picture that we're going to be drawing second after we do this one as a practice. I did print out a few pictures of pancakes. These are actually my photos of pancakes that I did for another project. But I wanted to show you the difference of, like, here's a side view of a stack. And then here's the top view as if you're looking down onto your plate. So depending on how you want to go about this, is how you're going to draw your picture.
Even in black and white, those look really good.
They were pretty tasty. This one had layers of orange marmalade in between, and then it had strawberries and powdered sugar on top. So when you cut down with your fork, every bite was going to be super sweet.
I think you should tell people too, Miss Teresa, that you do things with photography and you make money doing that, right?
I do. So when I'm not doing my regular job with the district, I am a professional food photographer, and companies hire me they'll give me a recipe and I create the food photo that might go into a cookbook or a blog or a website. And it's a very tasty profession. And it's a good way for artists to make money on the side as a job. So we are going to get started. But before we get started, I want to read this poem by Shel Silverstein. And when I was a little kid, I used to beg my mom for his poetry books. And they're usually short, really funny poems, but this one was always one of my favorites. It's called Pancake. Who wants a pancake, sweet and piping hot? Good little Grace looks up and says, I'll take the one at the top. Who else wants a pancake fresh off the griddle? Terrible Teresa smiles and says, I'll take the one in the middle. So what would happen if you took a pancake out of the stack? It would just be like the Jenga game and it would fall over. But I thought that was cute and I wanted to incorporate that. Okay. So what I usually do is you could either do it the way that we've been doing our previous drawings, where we're going to do kind of the lines, and then you can erase the lines after you do it in pen, or you can draw it freehand. And so I'm going to show you two ways to do this. So we're going to make a cube, a little bit of a cube, and this is a pat of butter because traditionally you would have pancakes with a little bit of butter and syrup. And so we're going to kind of make ovals, but it looks like they're stacked on top of each other. And Mr. Kevin, can we zoom in just a little bit right here?
Certainly. We're zooming in.
Okay, and so you kind of want the bottom pancakes to be a little bit thicker because in real life, if you put the smaller pancakes or lopsided ones, your stack would just fall over. But depending how fast of an eater you are. And then for syrup, it kind of flows off to the side here. And just like icing. I always like to put like a couple drops that are coming down, or maybe a little bit extra on the plate down here. And when you draw a plate, you draw an even bigger oval, but it's not a complete oval, so you're stopping at your food. Okay, so we have that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace. And because this isn't going to be completely see-through, I'm going to have it kind of look like frosting. Okay, And then I can draw the lines underneath. And so in between my frosting, there's a broken line, but that shows that this is layering. And there are so many different kinds of pancakes. I lived in Germany for 4 years, and in Germany they have potato pancakes. And that's kind of a savory pancake, and you can eat that with applesauce and sour cream, and it is so good. And really, really hard to find here. But that's one of my favorite food childhood memories. And then when we moved here from Germany, we were supposed to have a house ready to go, but that wasn't the case. And so we ended up living in a hotel for 3 whole weeks. And so we didn't have, we lived in out of a suitcase, and we didn't have much of our stuff because it was still coming over by a very, very slow boat. And, but I got to have blueberry pancakes for 3 weeks straight because we didn't have a kitchen in the hotel, so we had to go to the restaurant next door. And because I really liked them, I ordered them 21 days in a row. And there's a trick to blueberry pancakes. When you make the batter, you don't mix the blueberries in. You make a pretty plain batter, and then when it's in the pan, you drop some blueberries into it so that your entire batter doesn't turn purple. Now, unless you really want purple pancakes, that's completely up to you. You can actually take pretty much any cake mix and turn them into pancakes. So if you want to have chocolate pancakes, or if you want to have carrot cake pancakes, you totally can. My favorites happen to be like chocolate chip, and I also like banana nut and blueberry because like they're very muffin-like. And so we'll also talk about how to cook pancakes. Now what I did was I gave my plate an extra line, and this gives it kind of another layer, so you can tell that it's not completely just flat on the table. Now if I wanted to, I could make a broken line. So my line starts here. We're kind of skipping this part, and that tells me that it's either on a floor or on a table. And if I wanted to, I could make a chair. With some legs. And so our picture now looks like it's coming, that there's layers to it, and that this chair is behind the pancakes. And because the chair is not flat either, I want to give it kind of another line. So now it looks like somebody is either sitting across from me about to eat this giant stack of pancakes, or that I can go sit here and eat this giant stack of pancakes. Mm-hmm. Now, there are places in the world where you can eat pancake-like food with your hands. And sometimes you'll have stuff added onto it. You can either fold it, but most people here eat it with a fork and knife. So we're going to put a fork and a knife. So, and then I like to put my utensils on a napkin. So I'm going to draw a napkin, and then it would be very dry to eat this much pancake without anything to drink. So if you draw an oval, and then a line down, and then another oval at the bottom, you have an empty cup. And if you want to fill it, just pick what level you want to fill it at. And then you have either juice or milk or water or whatever you want to drink it with. And if you want to, you can even put a straw in it. Alrighty, so this is our basic giant stack of pancakes. Now we're going to start drawing this one.
The super size.
The super stack. Okay. So your pancakes don't have to be quite as tall as mine, unless you want them to be. If I thought it would be really funny, like if somebody drew a ladder in the background, and maybe having somebody pour either syrup or jam or honey on top, because I think it would be really hard to stand and just kind of pour it from like my height. I'm 5'6", so I'm pretty much the average size girl. So, but that thought did come into my head, and I thought that would be really funny if somebody drew like a step, not a step ladder, but an A-frame ladder, which means that there's two ladders that connect, and so that you don't have to lean it up against something, because if you leaned it against the pancakes, they would just topple over. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with this one, but we're going to start with the top. Mr. Kevin, what is your favorite kind of pancake?
Well, I love crepes.
Ooh, crepes are fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're
And
pretty.
crepes students are very thin pancakes, and they have different flavors. I also like pancakes with sausage.
Okay,
So pigs in a blanket.
that's pretty yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to have filling inside your crepes, like fruit or cheese, or
Yeah.
or sometimes you'll have like a mix of everything? And so I think that breakfast can actually be eaten at any time of the day. And sometimes we like to have breakfast for dinner at our house, and we'll make scrambled eggs and bacon, and either make some pancakes or some waffles. And the difference between waffles and pancakes really is the press that you're using. It's the same batter. And personally, I like both of them. But for this drawing, we're just going to have
The pancakes.
Okay, so we're going to do kind of the icing look. And one of these days, we'll actually draw a cake, and we'll go back to the icing look. One of my favorite food artists, his name is Tom Hovey, and he does all of the drawings for the Great British Bake Off. And so when the contestants have their pastries or cakes or cookies, he will look at them and then do the official drawing for it, and then they'll use that on the show. And I think that he's a pretty talented food artist. And what he does is he uses a digital format. So he'll draw it out first, and then he'll use like a Wacom tablet, and then he'll color everything digitally. So I think that's kind of cool. Okay. So we have whatever the wetness is going to be for your pancakes. It could either be syrup or honey or fruit flavored. Okay. Or if you want to, chocolate syrup. Okay, so we're going to be drawing broken lines, and that shows that there is something layered underneath. And these pancakes are going to be a little bit on the fluffy side. And you just keep on doing it. Now, if you want to make your pancakes kind of zigzag, you can do that too. So what I'm doing is I'm making the stack kind of go back and forth. But if you really stacked it this way, it would probably fall over. And then you make as many of these layers as you want. And if you feel more comfortable doing it with a pencil first and then going over it with pen, that's fine too. or if you have access to something like a Wacom tablet, then you can color everything digitally. I'm going to be coloring everything with color pencil today. So, but like my kiddo, she likes to draw on her computer. And that's a whole nother skill, because like it goes from my brain down to my hand to my pen to my paper. But for some digital drawing, it goes from you're drawing here, but you're seeing it there. So there's a bit of a disconnect. And so I haven't quite mastered that. And so I like to draw with pencil and pen. And even when I'm writing my notes, I prefer to actually write it down. Okay. So I'm going to make my stack huge because it's fun. There are so many different kinds of pancakes. So in Japan, there's a dish called Okonomiyaki, and it means actually like a savory kind of pancake. And you can have pretty much everything that would be inside of an egg roll cooked on top of a pancake. And you can put like a fried egg, you can put meats, you can put vegetables, and they have the batter. They batter and then they flip it and cook it, and then they top it with different sauces. And I'm looking forward to watching street vendors make that, and I'll be taking photos. And if we're still doing these programs after, maybe we can do how to make street foods. I think it's really interesting to try foods from other places. I think that it's a really good way to get to know somebody. And I like both sweet and savory pancakes. Okay, so I think I'm almost done because I'm kind of running out of paper. Okay, so this stack of pancakes needs a little bit of decoration. So I'm going to put strawberries at the bottom because I like strawberries with my pancakes. Draw little seeds. Did you know, Mr. Kevin, that there's a breed of strawberries that are actually white where the red should be, and then they're red where the white should be?
Yes, I've seen those.
I want to take pictures of them. I think that would be great for my collection of food.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
can you find those around here?
I'm not sure if I can find them around here, but they're definitely on my go find list when I'm in Tokyo. Okay, so pancakes have texture to them, and they're going to have burnt edges, and some of them are going to be crunchier than others. So I'm going to texture little dots and lines, and it gives it a little more depth.
Wow.
And then we're just going to kind of, and it's all very random. But do you see how it's kind of coming to life? Sort of like when you're drawing a face, you're going to have, like I have tons of freckles and moles, and so when I would be drawing myself, drawing in those details too. And since I made a ton of pancakes, I got a lot of dots to do. Dots.
Miss Teresa, you may want to put your transmitter pack up on the table. Kind of crackling a little. Is it on the table?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you still hear it?
Must be some interference from a cell phone somewhere or something. It was kind of cutting in and out.
Alrighty. In Japan, they also have a really fluffy pancakes, and so they kind of jiggle.
Oh.
And texture-wise, I'm really curious about that. Like, is it fully cooked on the inside? Is it half baked? So when you're
is it
cooking,
an extra ingredient?
right?
Yeah.
It's probably whipped eggs to make it fluffy like meringue. And I am almost done with my dots. And sometimes when you cook pancakes, you mess up and it'll be either too burnt or not quite cooked enough. That's a good indicator or you didn't.
I'm sorry. Could you move the pack like straight up in front of the table?
Like here?
Yeah. I don't know why, but it's
Oh, okay.
got some kind of a. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So your first pancake may come out a little bit wonky, and that is okay. We like to call those testers. What my mom told me is when you're making pancakes, you have to wait until it gets really bubbly all over, and that is a good time to flip it over. And depending on what you're either making pancakes or crepes, so you're either thinning out your batter or your batter's nice and thick. If you have things that you're adding to it, you probably want a thicker batter just to make sure that you can flip it over pretty well. And I'm pretty consistent when I cook, but when I started cooking when I was 10 or 11, I was not good at it at all, and I've made some disastrous pancakes, but I learned from it. Alrighty. So my pancakes look like they are ready to be colored. So I'm going to go with light brown. Now your pancakes can be any color that you want them to be. If you made them out of cake mix, you could make chocolate pancakes or red velvet. Have you ever had red velvet cupcakes? I mean pancakes?
I have not.
They're pretty delicious. So I am going to color the brown. Now I'm going to have 2 shades of brown just so that it doesn't look flat. And if you want to make your pancakes be lemon or really whatever flavor you want.
I put a little vanilla
Vanilla is good.
Vanilla extract into ours. Yeah.
So sometimes, depending on what I'm eating it with, I might just want like 2 pancakes, or sometimes I just want an entire stack. Not quite this big, but. Can you think of some other things that would be really good with pancakes? I like eggs with pancakes. But you can actually make pancakes out of lots of different kinds of flour. So I make pancakes out of like almond flour. It's pretty tasty. Or sometimes I'll make buttermilk pancakes. And the best thing about them is that you can always make up a really big batch, and then you can stick them in the fridge wrapped up, and you can have them for a few days. Or if you want to, they freeze pretty easily. What I do at home is like I'll label everything when I put it in so that it's not staying in the freezer for too long. And so what I'm doing is instead of doing the quick color like I usually do across it, I want to kind of be a little more detailed on this because of the layers. But take all the time you need, or if you want to do a quick color, that's completely okay. If you want to have a rainbow pancake where they have all sorts of different flavors in between, that's kind of cool too. And one of my favorite things to put on pancakes is huckleberry syrup. Have you ever had a huckleberry? They're really tiny. They're related to blueberries, but they kind of taste like a blackberry and a blueberry mixed together. And I recently mailed huckleberry syrup to one of my friends in Louisiana because he had never had it before. So I'm like, well, we're going to change that. And he had it with pancakes. Okay, so I'm going to make my pat of butter yellow because that's what traditionally the color is. And your syrup or your topping can really be any flavor. I am going to go with strawberry. So I'm going to color the strawberries down here. And then this is going to be kind of a mixed fruit preserve / syrup. So it'll be extra sweet. Or if you don't want to have any syrup at all in your pancakes, you can make the top of the stack look like that, and then go and do layers. I like strawberries. Like I like strawberry and peanut butter sandwiches, and I like strawberry jam. I think jam and honey are really good gifts because it's something that somebody can just enjoy. And one of the things I always ask my friends when they're on vacation is, can you please pick me up some local honey or some jam to bring home that I wouldn't just be able to pick up at the store here. So I think that that's a very thoughtful present. Okay, so one of my friends is actually in Georgia right now, and they asked me which would I prefer, some jam or some honey, and I'm like, just bring me something golden. It'll be good. Because in Georgia, like we have apples and pears and figs here because we grow in our orchards, but there they have pecans and a lot of peaches. So I would love if they brought back some Georgia peaches inside, in any form so that I can enjoy it. Okay, so, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a little bit of a darker brown. And just like in some of our previous pictures where we have like sunlight on one side, we're going to put some shading in. And this gives your picture just a little more depth. I am super excited about seeing some of the art that the kiddos out there are creating. I find these sessions to be like a good brain break. It's nice to be able to take a break during the day and just draw. It doesn't matter if your picture doesn't look exactly like somebody else's picture. What matters is that you're doing the art. And I tend to draw, my default drawings are actually cupcakes and pancakes and breakfast food. So I thought about that this morning. I was just like, what did I want to do for class today? And I was just like, well, I'm going to share with everybody out there some of the things I like to draw. So if you haven't had a chance to go out into an orchard, there's quite a lot of them, but they're more in eastern Washington. That area tends to be more agricultural, and we actually produce quite a bit of stuff, and it gets exported to other parts of the world. And what I thought was kind of funny was when I was living in Germany, I was drinking treetop apple juice, but treetop apple juice is based here in the Pacific Northwest. And so even though I hadn't been here yet, I had already was eating and drinking things that were from here. And so it was exported to a whole nother country. So, yeah. I used to love going to the Applekotlin Factory in Kashmir, but they are shutting down after being in business for over 100 years. And they used to make something called Turkish Delight. And if you've ever read the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, they eat Turkish Delight. And it's still available right now. Like, you can get it at Costco and some of the grocery stores. So I highly recommend, like, you get a box to at least experience it at least once. And they're rectangular, semi-soft candies, but they're made out of like pears and apples, and sometimes they have nuts, and they have powdered sugar on them, and they're just really kind of awesome. I'm going to miss that company. So it's been tradition for us to have that in our family for special events too, and so I kind of stocked up, which meant that I went out and I bought way too much. But I like to share, so I might have to bring that in. But just because a company stops being around doesn't mean that the recipe for it will no longer exist. And you can actually make a lot of these things at home if you're adventurous and careful. But I definitely would ask your grown-up if it's okay to use the kitchen. Like, my stove at home is a gas stove. And so you have to vent because the natural gas can make you very, very sick. And if you don't have enough fresh air coming in. So when we cook, we tend to open up the windows, turn on the vent, and maybe open up the back door to make sure that we get a lot of good airflow. So it's always good to be safety first when you're dealing in the kitchen. And making sure that when you are done, that the stove is completely turned off. Okay, so, Mr. Kevin, what color should my plate be?
Why don't we go with a teal colored plate?
Okay. We can do that. So I'm gonna kind of mix these two. One of my favorite ideas is for charcuterie boards that people are making breakfast boards. And so they'll have like pancakes and then bacon and then fruit. And it just is a really nice display. And you could add cheese and meats on top of that. But that's a cool breakfast idea. Maybe something special like Mother's Day. Or your birthday or any other special occasion. So I'm blending two colors together to kind of come up with the color that I want. Okay, since my pancakes are floating in space, I'm going to make a broken line to give it somewhere to go. Okay, so this is my table, and I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to draw a chair from behind. So this is the chair back, and here are the chair. So that would be this part of it. And that tells me that somebody can sit back here. And I'm going to have a fork because this would be really hard to eat just with your hands. And then I'm drawing a napkin because this would be really messy. And we're going to make the chair kind of a big chair. So you can see a part of it over here. But I'm done with my picture for the day, and I would love to see your art. If you wouldn't mind sending it to us at the following addresses. It would just it would just be nice to see what you guys are creating out there, and I would very much like that. So.
Yeah, you can send it to TV Classroom at tacoma.k12.wa.us, or you can send it to our TV Classroom headquarters in the regular mail at 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Thank you for spending this time with me. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Mrs. Teresa.
That was fun. Did you learn about pancakes?
Hi kids, welcome to Jurassic Parkour. Walk with me. Today we are going on an adventure. We are going to be hiking and running in search of a hidden waterfall. But be warned, there will be dinosaurs. These are the rules. 1. Keep moving. We will be alternating between hiking and running, but don't stop. If you can't run or walk, try finding other parts of your body you can move. Whenever you hear Dr. Malcolm say, "Must go faster," you go faster. Don't stop until we make it to the waterfall. Have fun. Must go faster. Let's run! Look out for those dinosaurs. Must go faster.
This way.
Go faster! Whoa! That was a close one. Good job, you guys. Keep up the good work. Look out for those dinosaurs. Come on, keep going. Oh, good job, you guys. You're working hard. Whew. Keep up the good work. We can make it. Whew. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. We're almost to our rest spot. Good job. Whew. Good job, you guys. Now it's time for a little break. Slow down and let's go at a walking speed. Good job. Look how beautiful this forest is. Boy, this fresh air does feel good, doesn't it? Good job, you guys. You're awesome. Keep up the good work. But get ready.
Must go faster.
Oh no! More dinosaurs! Look out! Look out, guys! Start running! Good job! Get in the herd, you guys, and keep running! Don't fall down! Stay on your feet! Good job! Keep up the good work! Let's make it to the forest!
Must go faster.
Run, guys, run! First dinosaurs, now volcanoes? Oh, come on. We can do it, though. Let's go. Keep going. We got this. Whoa. To the trees. Whew. Nice job, everybody. We made it to another safe spot. Wow. Look how pretty this water looks. Boy, I could go for a swim. We're getting closer to the waterfall, so keep up the good work. All right, here we go. Get ready. Catch your breath. All right.
Must go faster.
More volcanoes. Run! Whoa. Whoa. Come on, we can do it, guys.
Must go faster.
All right, here we go, guys. Keep working hard. You are all doing awesome. You're superstars. This is when we start getting tired, but we're getting closer to the waterfall. So keep working hard, keep moving, and we're gonna make it. Whoa! Good job. I'm proud of you.
Whoa! See that?
Whoa! Good work.
Call for help! Stop taking pictures!
We got this. Whoa. Whoa. This has been the wildest hike I've ever been on. Whoa. But I know we can outrun these dinosaurs. You all have been working hard.
Did we lose it? No!
All right. We got this. Whoa. He's getting a little bit close. Keep running.
Hit the brakes!
Whoa. Look out for these ones with the spiny tails. Whoa! Whoa!
Must go faster.
Whoa! Great job, class. Final stretch. We're almost to the waterfall. Just move as fast as you can. We got this. Come on, run. Whoa! There's the waterfall. We gotta jump. Get ready. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready to jump. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Nice job, everybody. We made it. Boy, did that waterfall feel good. Now, we're going to have a little bit of a warm down. We're going to walk nice and easy to catch our breath and let our heart rate drop down and let our lungs get more oxygen into our body, because that was a lot of hard work. You are all superstars. Thank you for joining me on this amazing Jurassic parkour hike through the woods. Good job, everybody, and we'll see you next time.